Welcome back to Python with Andrew. Let's continue on looking at lists with our short video on lists as an object. And by that, I mean that we're going to use it and we're going to use it with the methods associated with lists, but we can do some more powerful things. In the earlier video, we talked about, if you like, indexing and accessing and changing elements. Now we're going to see some other ways of doing it. So let's jump over and have a look at our code. Okay, and there's the original code here, a basic list. And I'm going to, if I do that one, then we can see that it works nice and easy. The first one I'm going to look at is simply list one.sort. Okay, and that's a nice simple one where it does exactly what you expect. It's going to sort that list. In this case, based on alphabetic order, and it does change that list. Remember, lists are mutable, they can be changed. So now if I print that afterwards, then you can see we go from water, orange juice, beer, Coke to beer, Coke, orange juice, water. Okay, that's going to be very useful if we have a bunch of numbers and we want to sort those numbers. So that's one. Another way we can look at it is we can use one called reverse, and that's going to do exactly what you'd expect. And if I clear that, it's going to reverse the list, which I think in this particular case also sorts it at the same time. All right, so that's just going to reverse the list, and it's extremely useful, certainly if we want to work through things backwards. We can merit different ways of doing that as well. If we, let me just bring that down a bit. If we wanted to add elements to the list, we can use the append. We can append lemonade to our list. And then you'll see, if I close it down, you can see it's appended at the end. Okay, you'll notice with a lot of these methods, I'm just going to use the basic method. You can always look it up. What I want you to get is there's a lot of different tools that we can use to help work with lists. Equally, if we wanted to insert something into a particular position, all right, if we wanted to insert, instead of appending it, we wanted to insert lemonade into the first position, right? We insert position 1, which is really the second one, and let's see what happens there. Let's clear that, and you'll see it goes after the 0 element before the current first one. All right, so that's another useful one where we want to insert things in an ordered list. We want to insert things in a specific way. So there's a few more functions that we can use in lists. Probably the other one that we might use is count. Count is another one where I'm going to say quite a useful one. So if I wanted to count the number of times water is in there, okay, then if I clear that, sorry, list.count. Let me print that out, I should say. List.count. And we see there's 1 in there, as you'd expect. So count's good, especially when we use a list to represent, let's say, a sentence of words or a paragraph of words, and we're looking to either find one or maybe even replace an element by, changing it into something else. If we're transforming that sentence, so really quite useful. We've inserted one. We can actually take away an element, and we can even use list.remove water, which takes away, and you can see it's gone there. It takes away the first case, right? So if we had up here water in twice, hopefully we're only going to take the first one. So we have water in there twice. We've only taken away the first one. If we wanted to remove all water that's different, we'd have to go through and check it. So that's just a quick look at some of the list methods. We looked at reversing, sorting, removing, counting, appending. These are all useful, if you like, methods that can we equally simply add, subtract, and work with lists in a quite easy fashion. That's all I wanted to cover for lists. As I mentioned, one of the more powerful data types that we have in Python, and we're going to use it a lot from now on. So thanks again. Remember, do subscribe if you're enjoying Python with Andrew.